Okay, let's get real. AI isn't coming. It's already here. And your employees, well, some of them are curious. Some of them are overwhelmed, and many of them are quietly terrified. But here's the truth. Technology won't transform your culture to what it needs to be to adapt to this technology. Your people do. So in this video, I'm giving you the emotional playbook to help you and your team embrace AI and thrive in the future of work. Let's talk about it. Now that AI is here, and you're likely asking so many of your employees and even yourself to adopt it, it's high time that we acknowledge the emotional impact that it's having. While so many leaders are focused on productivity, focused on all the gains, focused on how this innovation, this technology is really going to help the business, their employees are thinking to themselves, am I still going to have a job? How is the work that I'm meant to do going to change? What is this new tool all about? And how will it impact my work? Who I'm working with, who I'm working for, and even the type of work that I'm doing. Question after question after question, and each one is fueled and anchored in so much emotion. But the reality is, with all the emotional complexity that's bubbling up all over the world with the advent and integration of AI, it's not time to suppress that emotion. Trust me, it's not going to get in the way of advancing AI throughout your organization, throughout your business. Now is the time to listen, to understand what is that complexity all about, to listen to the fears, to listen to the anxieties, to listen to the frustrations. Because I guarantee you, all of them will point you towards where you have opportunity to better integrate, to better leverage this tool as you move forward and in the future of work. It's so important that right now in this moment, you're not dismissing fears, you're not dismissing frustrations, you're not dismissing any of those questions that you're hearing from your employees, because ultimately they're giving you clues to their readiness, their ability, their capability to adapt, to adopt, and to move forward. So you've got to listen. You've got to ask the question, and you must be paying attention to these. The next part of the playbook is about reframing AI as a growth catalyst, not a job killer. There's a mindset that I teach around the world called change enthusiasm, and it's rooted in 3 steps: the signal, the opportunity, and the choice. And it means these signal emotions, the fear, the frustration, the anxiety that so many employees are feeling around the world, having AI being introduced, it's all pointing us towards opportunity. And it helps not only the individual understand where their opportunities lie, but also full enterprises and full organizations. And so the introduction of this technology really is a growth catalyst because of the depth of emotion that's inspiring across so many industries and so many enterprises. This reminds me of some work we're doing with a sales organization in the retail industry. And they're integrating an AI process to help them with their customer engagement and with their customer, the way that they delight their customers. And in doing some work with them and introducing this mindset of change enthusiasm, we've actually seen an increase of 30% more adoption in these AI tools, because when they understand they have to use them, the fear's there, the frustration there, but now they know, ooh, signals, I'm about to grow, I'm about to learn, I'm about to delight more customers, I'm about to be able to do my job better. Let me figure out how, and let me maintain my agency to choose how I do that. So now we've got certified practitioners working in these retail operations, working in these stores, and readily adopting the tool. They're seeing their sales increase because of using the tool. And it has been a growth catalyst for them when supplemented with the right mindset. And finally, for this emotional playbook, I want to share with you 3 ways to better lead your team through this age of AI. Number 1, make emotion actually part of the rollout. Make opportunity not just at the beginning when you're introducing the tool, but throughout the journey, right? Have touch points where you're asking that question. How are you feeling? What emotion is this inspiring? What might be triggering for you? What might be driving a bit of upset? Is there anything that's fueling any fear? Make that a part of the rollout. This is very strategic. It's not just feeling like you need to do it because it's a nice thing to do. No. This can become your competitive advantage by acknowledging those emotions and again, using them, transforming them to fuel yourselves forward. Secondly, find ways to celebrate curiosity as opposed to mastery. So when you see employees, when you see team members that are getting curious about the tool, that are asking so many questions, that are wondering why certain things failed, why things were successful, and just asking a lot of questions, celebrate that, right? Say gratitude or express gratitude to that person, and then celebrate that in front of the team. It's so important when you're moving, especially through this new age of AI, there's so many unknowns than knowns. Celebrate people getting curious, because that means they're engaged. If they're curious, they're engaged. And no one's going to be a master to start. So make it a habit of celebrating that curiosity, people being interested and expressing those questions. Third and finally, and this one's probably one of the most important, make sure you're anchoring your value, what you celebrate, in their growth versus the output. You want to celebrate when you see progress, when you see individuals growing, as opposed to what they're delivering on a consistent basis. Now, of course, you want to, advocate for and acknowledge that as well, but you want to really celebrate and admire the growth of an individual as opposed to just their output. The bonus that I would add to this, and I think some organizations are already falling short as it relates to bringing AI into their enterprises and their organizations, is maintain candor and honesty as you move forward. You already have people in the organization questioning, is this going to impact my job? Am I going to lose my job? If you know that a rollout will have staff reduction implications, be honest and candid about that. Ensure that you continue to do that. Give those individuals the opportunity to start looking elsewhere if you know that indeed you're going to downsize. I think that's the best way that you can lead in these times. And of course, the power of this tool, there will be staffing reductions. There will be elements and roles that will no longer be needed to be employed by human beings because AI is going to take it. But make sure you're being very candid what that means for your business, giving your people to find other opportunities and continue to thrive. So that said, I've got something free for you, and I really think it's going to help you as you move into this new phase of work, the future of work, and start getting more and more familiar with AI. It is a free chapter of my best-selling book, Change Enthusiasm: How to Harness the Power of Emotion for Leadership and Success. That includes all the emotions that are bubbling up as you're trying to understand this new world that's powered by AI. This free chapter will introduce you to the mindset, share the concepts, and it's completely for free. So follow the link below and get your free chapter. Until we meet again, keep learning, keep growing, stay curious, and keep rocking.